Now, what happens when you put two famous writers together? Alan Zweibel from Saturday Night Live and world-renowned syndicated columnist Dave Barry. Oh, you get a book called Lunatics. Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Conn Jackson, and we're going to talk about their brand new book as they join us live right now. Alan and Dave, welcome to Get Connected.
Hi, Conn.
Hey, Conn.
Well, I'm certainly glad to have you two legends of writing with us. Now, I have to ask you, writing this book together, did it drive you guys closer to being lunatics?
Yes, I would say. I feel that I started out this process as a relatively sane human being with like a kind of a concept of how a book should be written, like that there would be like a plot, for example. Just to name one thing a book might have.
There's that word again, plot.
And
he keeps bringing it up.
And then working with Alan Zweibel, it was like a 7-8 month. By the end of it, my eyes had been opened. You don't really need you can write Lunatics.
You guys are awesome indeed. Now, I'm going to ask you to challenge yourselves to tell us a little bit about the book to our viewers without giving it away.
Well, there's two guys. There's two characters in this book. A character that Alan writes named Philip Horkman, and a character that I write named Jeffrey Peckerman. And they don't get along at all. They meet when they're at a soccer game and they get into an argument. It's a kid's soccer game, parents getting into an argument. They don't like each other, and they don't ever expect to see each other again, but they do. A series of coincidences bring them together. And within a matter of days, through some extraordinary circumstances, these two men end up hijacking a clothing-optional cruise ship.
At that point, it starts to get a little odd.
It certainly sounds intense. Now, I have to ask you, what originally got you two together to write this book?
About 5 years ago, we met at a function down in Washington, D.C. Steve Martin was given the Mark Twain Award. We were both down there. We got to talking. A friendship ensued, and I kept on saying, let's do something together. And about a year ago, we said, okay, fine. This is the situation. I wrote a chapter, sent it to Dave, having no idea what he was going to do with it or where he was going to go with it. And we basically improv'd a novel going back and forth, reacting to each other's chapters.
Well, the collaboration is quite unique, but the results are awesome. Now, I have to ask you, Dave, first, what was it like writing with another author?
It was fun because I didn't know what he was going to do. As I said earlier, Alan, he's not strong on this concept of plot, and he would send me, I think, what? You had them do what? He fell in love with a nun? What? And I think, well, I think about it for a couple days. What can I do to him? And I would send it back. So it was a lot of fun just sort of seeing what he'd written and then trying to figure out what to do back. The whole novel is based on revenge between the two of us.
Yeah, it was a combination of collaboration and sparring, okay, at the same time.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Your collaboration is quite unique, but the results are awesome. Let me ask you, Dave, what was it like writing with another person?
Well, at first I had trouble understanding his chapter, and then I realized he was writing them in Russian. It's a thing he does.
Yeah, I forgot I used the wrong keyboard.
No, I love the way Alan writes. And the thing about Alan, his character in the book is a lot like him. He's kind of a sweet, lovable guy, a little bit goofy, this guy. And so he gave me this way to play off him. My character is a complete jerk. Just nothing nice about him at all. And Alan would serve me up these wonderful opportunities for my guy to be a jerk to his guy.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure. It was like being a pen pal with Ted Kaczynski.
Now, Alan, I've got to ask you, what most impressed you about Dave's style?
What impressed me was he very rarely uses consonants, okay? So he would send me loads and loads of vowels, and it was my job to insert a K here. Oh, a P could go over there. And no, style-wise, Dave has always made me laugh a lot. And with these two characters, they're such polar opposites that it was really fun to see what he would, send back to me. So I go, how would my character react to this? And it was really challenging and fun at the same time.
It's clear to see how Lunatics ended up being such a fun book to read. Now, I've got to ask, given both of your success, Dave in syndicated writing and Saturday Night Live for you, Alan, what advice would you give to anyone out there living out their dreams given your success?
Never, ever, ever write a book with Zweibel.
I would say the same thing. Don't ever, ever, ever write a book with Zweibel. I'm horrible.
Great advice. Thanks both for your time and putting all your resources together to put out the book Lunatics. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You got to check out Lunatics. It's a New York Times bestseller already. Enjoy, sit back, relax, and you'll be entertained, not only from these two, but the characters they bring to life in the book. We'll be right back here in Times Square when we come back, right here on Get Connected. Thank you so much for watching. Are you tired of negative news? We are.
And that's why we're creating a movement.
By keeping it real.
With what you need to know.
It's more than what's happening.
It's bringing hope back to our lives.
So go to conntv.com and join our movement.